está mejor, el 47 second o el 27? Para Instagram, para YouTube. Luego prepara y empiezo el cambio. Ella es la que ellos quieren. No la puedes dar. Ellos mismos la construyen. Ahí va. Estamos ahí. Como ver si no. Ya estás. One. San Antonio Fire, 14, Martin Fire, Sunshine. Puedes borrar, Re-rack? Okay. ¿Cómo van con lo del Facebook? Oh, good. Real quick. 287. I'm in no hurry. Okay. Sorry, Joe.
You're good, brother. No worries.
Woo. I had to run back for this one. Okay, come.
Let me hold it.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm out of place. Let me go.
Ah, okay, listo.
You need her to hold the mic?
No.
Let these guys get by us. It's quieter.
Okay. Thank you for coming out here, Joe. Appreciate you.
I was down the other end doing sound, so.
We decided to stay clear out of the whole
No, you're good. Glad I found you.
Plus, I didn't want to be downwind from that.
It's pretty gross. All right, everybody ready?
Quick second.
Yeah, no worries.
Almost ready.
Just gonna go here in the middle. Everybody go with that?
Yeah, you can look at him. All right, I'm rolling anytime.
Everybody ready? Yep. All right, Joe Arrington, ARRINGTON, Public Information Officer, San Antonio Fire. Right about 11 o'clock this morning, we were called out here to 17 Pecan Valley Circle for a report of a structure fire in the apartment you can see behind me. When crews got here, they did find heavy fire coming from the second floor into the attic area. Immediately asked for a second alarm response to make sure we had enough crews, enough personnel here on scene, because of obviously a working apartment fire. Due to the construction type, there's a potential for that fire to spread rapidly. So crews did a great job getting in there, making an aggressive interior attack, kept the fire to the main attic area of the one apartment that was vacant. So they kept the main fire damage to that one. There is some smoke and water damage to the neighboring structures, or the neighboring apartments, I should say. But the main damage was contained to that one vacant apartment. Reports we're getting is that maintenance was in that vacant apartment getting it ready for someone to move in. They turned the heater on to make sure it was working. There was a short of some sort. They started seeing smoke and fire coming from the furnace area. Maintenance went outside to get an extinguisher. By the time they came back, the fire had grown, got us coming. It's called 911, got us rolling. So time of day, obviously working in our favor. Most folks are at work and at school. So evacuations were pretty quick, pretty effortlessly to get the folks that were here evacuated safely. The only kind of potential injury we had is one firefighter did have embers go down his jacket. Real minor, was evaluated here on scene, will not need to go for treatment or anything into the hospital. So was treated here by EMS and evaluated. Very fortunate again, there were no injuries, and crews did an excellent job of keeping it to that main structure. Again, this is we know there's cold weather coming, so the calm before the storm, if you will. I want to take the chance to remind everyone about home heating safety. predictable is preventable. I always say it. That's the reality. Take that extra time to keep you and your family safe. If you're using a space heater, make sure it's plugged directly into the wall, not into any extension cords or surge protectors. When you leave the room, make sure you unplug that space heater. Don't just turn it off, because the likelihood of it coming back on is there. Make sure it's on a hard, flat surface. Don't put it on the rug. Don't put it on a carpet, and keep it at least 3 to 6 feet away from anything flammable. Again, take that extra step to make sure you keep you and your family safe. Never heat your home with your stove. Not only is that a fire hazard, if you have gas appliances, it's a carbon monoxide poisoning hazard. And then if you're going to use a fireplace, hopefully you have time today before it gets cold to have that chimney inspected. We did see quite a few chimney fires last weekend. About half of the 7 fires we responded to over the weekend for that minor cold front we had last weekend were related to chimneys. Sparks coming out from inside the flue or inside the firebox. So take that time to have someone come out and inspect it before you start a fire in a fireplace. If you do, and everything feels good and you're going to start that fire, make sure you have a screen protecting any kind of embers from sparking out onto your carpet and setting a fire. Again, take that time, take the extra second to keep you and your family safe, and hopefully we don't have to see you this weekend. That's what we don't want. So,
Joe, so the fire was all contained to that one empty unit?
The main fire damage is contained to the one vacant unit. There is, again, some smoke and water damage to the neighboring structures. The fire did get into the common attic area and run a little bit, but crews got in there and really did an excellent job keeping it maintained. So it took about 30 minutes to get the fire under control. They were in there right now checking for hot spots and any kind of extension, making sure we have it completely out. We have started demobilizing that second alarm, getting our crews back in service throughout this part of town.
Joe, I know these buildings are pretty old. Was there a firewall in the attic to keep it from spreading?
So what we're told is there is one firewall in the middle of the buildings, but there is a common attic. Obviously, older construction, you do have a lot of common attic space. So that was a concern, is making sure we got up in there quickly to keep that fire from spreading. And the first-in crews did a great job. They noticed it was a vacant apartment, so quick, rapid search. No one inside. Once they got that established, simultaneously doing fire suppression, they got up in there and kept it from spreading too fast.
I wasn't hearing too well. You said that one of your firefighters got some embers, got a little.
So yeah, some minor embers went down his jacket, and when he was in there fighting fire, evaluated here on scene. Not anything drastic. He was no, not at this time. He was in good spirits. I see he walked past me. It was just, it's one of those things. It happens. It's a reality of our job sometimes.
Joe, is anybody going to be displaced due to this?
So that I don't know. We are working with property management here, and if on both sides we did isolate electrical to this building. We had to kill electricity to the building. So if anyone is displaced, we'll work with property management and Red Cross if need be. But as of right now, like I said, the main fire was contained to the vacant apartment. So whoever was moving into it, obviously, we got to reevaluate that. They won't be moving in there today.
So you said 2-alarm fire.
It did. It went to a second alarm. That's kind of standard protocol for a working fire in an apartment for us. We always want to make sure we have adequate personnel and enough resources on scene to, if it does spread or run on us, that we have enough crews on scene to effectively fight the fire. So again, we didn't really need it. The first-in crews were able to handle it pretty quickly, so they were able to get those second alarm crews back in service pretty quick.
The last fire we were at, I believe somebody had like an electric heater and they had an extension cord that didn't have the right ampage and it caught on. Can you?
Yeah, that is key. When you're using a space heater, they are great to have. They work very well, but you've got to be safe with them. You do not want to plug it into an extension cord or a surge protector. It needs to go directly into the wall. And when you leave the room, unplug it. Don't just turn it off, because sometimes they will kick back on. And if you're not there and it's around something flammable, it can lead to a catastrophe.
Lastly for us, I know that especially the Hispanic families in the South Side, sometimes they don't have this kind of resources. They just open the oven to try to keep it. Tell us a little bit about.
Sure, that is historically something we've seen here in San Antonio. It's a horrible idea. It's not only is it a fire hazard, if you have gas appliances, like I was saying, it's potentially a carbon monoxide poisoning hazard. So the best thing I can encourage you is just pile those blankets on, hunker down, stay warm, pile the blankets on, stay home if you need it. The city is going to have resources for warming centers. That information will be coming out later today, obviously the location of those. So the city will be having a lot of resources available to folks that may need a warming center or somewhere to stay warm.
Are you guys preparing for this hard freeze?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the firefighting is what we do. Fire and EMS it's what we do. We're always prepared for it, so we don't have to really ramp up anything we do on the firefighting side or the EMS side. Obviously, working in concert with the Emergency Operations Center for any kind of potential we may need to staff warming centers or to do, emergency response. Hopefully, knock on wood, we don't see what we did in 2001 or 21, with the Snowmageddon, if you will. We won't see that, but we are prepared. Obviously, the city is well prepared. The fire department, police, everyone is well prepared in case we do face a situation similar.
Anything else, guys?
Everybody good?
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the last freeze.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I had